to 4 feet of water. As you can see, the exhaust is snorkeled out. So that's the highest safe distance that we can bring these vehicles into. So we have 3 new, and we had 1 existing, and with City Council's assistance, we were able to acquire the 3 new ones for approximately $300,000. 2 of the 3 will have fire pumps on them, with the capability of taking that pump off at a moment's notice if we need additional citizen transport units. Yeah, so we did have areas of the city that were inaccessible to our normal fire vehicles, normal fire engines. So adding these to our fleet is going to make us be able to respond to those areas that are flooded out. They do have fire pumps, they do have water tanks, fire hose, and then the ability to draft from a static water supply. So if we're in an area that has standing water, we can drop that drafting strainer in and use that as our hydrant. So the capabilities to attack a fire in those situations, that's something that we've added that we didn't have the capability as of before. Milton was a different storm, and we had the unprecedented rain with Milton, but the rescues for Milton was between 75 and 100. Helene, in that 3-hour period, we had 430. We were just inundated.
Mayor, hi. Wanted to ask, I think you mentioned $40 million in FEMA reimbursement. Is any of that for Tropicana Field?
Let me ask Tom to come up and give you the answer on that.
No, none of those are, zero of that is for Tropicana Field. We're still in the process of, as you can see, it's under construction. And when this project is completed, then we will have all the information that we can submit to FEMA for reimbursement. But we have been in long time communication with FEMA in the state of Florida, FDEM, to ensure that we're in the right position so that when we are concluded with the project, to submit that for reimbursement.
Okay, so that would be submitted next year.
When the project is completed, yes.
Okay, and is there a limit on, you'd have to get a response within a year or a calendar year, or what's kind of the time frame for reimbursement?
That is a very good question, and it really varies. It is so hard to forecast how quickly projects move through the process. Mayor mentioned in his opening remarks that some of the reimbursements we got were for things that we did prior to the storm. So sometimes those projects move very quickly. On big projects like this, it'll probably take longer just because of all the moving parts and all the different pieces of analysis that needs to go into it.
Okay, thank you. What is the backup plan just in case Tropicana Field is not ready by opening day?
I'm not sure there is one. We're going to do everything we can to make sure it's ready. If there's some act of God, then we'll have to adjust to that. But we plan to be ready for, I don't know if it's opening day per se. I think they open at home. Right.
Yeah, home opening.
Right. But everything is on schedule. Don't jinx it, Colleen. But, the plan is to have it ready. If there's an act of God, we'll deal with it.
Okay. And do you have have you met with the new prospective buyers yet, or do you have a meeting scheduled?
As soon as it's appropriate for us to do so, after the sale is finalized, we will.
Are there any other questions?
I think it's a positive development. I know they have a future here through at least 2028. I think they'll probably have a future here beyond that, just given logistics, even if they do want to move. So we're looking forward to having a conversation with them about what their priorities are, what ours are. But this other 60 acres to the east of Brooker Creek, due to our staff's work and the termination agreements, we want to start moving on that and turning this pavement into jobs and housing has been the promise. So I think it's a positive development. We look forward to the conversation. Absolutely.
Mayor, do you have a running list of the repairs done at Tropicana Field?
I'm sure Beth has all kinds of spreadsheets on that. Absolutely. Any other questions? Yeah. We've done a heck of a lot even before the storms in our permitting office. We had a business process improvement project that, for example, created the ombuds person. had created some online access. That was before the storms. And certainly after that, we've augmented staff. We've done everything we could possibly do, as you know, those examiners and inspectors were in wide demand across the Southeast. So yeah, our team has done a lot to try to meet really an unprecedented need in permitting. Any other questions? I know y'all are hot, but all right. Thank y'all for being here, and we're moving forward as a city. Thank you.
The new Minority and Women Business Enterprise Program, referred to as the MWBE program, aims to promote business and economic development for minority-owned business enterprises and women-owned business enterprises in the St. Pete area. Equity and business opportunities are key priorities in Mayor Ken Welch and his team's agenda, and one of his 5 pillars for progress. The MWBE will be administered by the City of St. Petersburg's Office of Supplier Diversity, created to promote fair and equal business opportunities, ensuring equity in contracts and procurement for all members of our community who want to do business with the City of St. Petersburg. The city awards millions of dollars in contracts each year for services, supplies, and construction, which results in the creation of a wide variety of opportunities. The new MWBE program will create participation percentage requirements, providing more opportunities for St. Pete's diverse business community. For more information on qualifications, eligibility, and how to apply, visit stpete.org/MWBE.
Okay, Kojak, going out. I'll see you later tonight.
We used to live in a world where dog and dog owner only hung out at home, or on walks. What if there was a city that treated dogs like people?
Hey, Kojak, you ready to go? Let's go.
In a city where humans' best friend can pretty much go anywhere. Where you can sip a hot cup of coffee and get an ear rub. Where you can shop for fresh vegetables and a bone. Where you can stroll and shop and be called a good boy. Where you can have drinks with your 2-legged friends and your 4-legged friends. Together.
Good boy, Kojak.
From the city that brought you Dog Swim Day and 6 dog parks citywide, comes a movie where we will play, fetch, go to work, meet friends, fall in love, and grow up. We all fall in love with our dogs. Now watch our dogs fall in love with the city. It's a great time to be a dog in St. Pete. Now playing.
All right, Kojak, good boy. So a gentleman by the name of Percy Fansler had an idea of using an airplane, because back then flight was basically just a novelty, right? So a lot of air shows and stuff like that, so that he had an idea of flying from point A to point B on a schedule, just like a train. Unheard of, but who the heck would do that? Nobody was gonna fly on a plane when you had a good old train. They arranged for Thomas Benoit and his airboat company to come to St. Petersburg. Roger and Tony Janis came with them, their chief pilot and mechanics / engineers. January 1st, 1914, they pushed that bad boy, that Benoit airboat, into the water, and 22.5 minutes later, landed in Tampa in the world's first commercial airline flight. Would you have flown in that plane?
I believe I would have. I think I would have.
District 5 is at the southern end of St. Petersburg. It's bordered by Tampa Bay to the south, Bogosiega Bay to the west, 4th Street South to the east, and as far north as 18th Avenue South. I'm Deborah Figgs Sanders, your council member for District 5, an immensely diverse district that is home to many of our city's treasures. To get in touch with nature, you can visit Maximo Park or Boyd Hill Nature Preserve to enjoy waterfront access, nature trails, all with family-friendly activities. Then there's Lake Vista's popular walking trails, playgrounds, and a dog park that encourages you to participate in a city initiative known as Healthy St. Pete. Also, education and academic excellence is important for our city. And in District 5, you will find 3 of Pinellas County Schools' finest in Bay Point Elementary, Bay Point Middle, and Lakewood High School. Not to mention the mighty Tritons of Eckerd College, a liberal arts waterfront campus which sits on the Gulf Peninsula of Florida's west coast. District 5 is a diverse makeup of cultures, communities, and socioeconomics that can be seen throughout our neighborhoods. Lake McGorry Shores offers a sense of community, or the pink streets in the Pinellas Point neighborhood that are a unique feature not seen anywhere else in the city. Our growing economy, friendly residents, and beautiful coastline showcases our best about living in St. Petersburg.
My name is Joel Hostler. I'm one of the owners here at 7C Music. My father and I opened this business in 2016. I'm a Florida native. My father moved back here, retired in 2015, started doing some guitar work. Quickly found out that he didn't want to do it all on his own, and so he called me that later on that year and asked if we would want to move back to Florida from California, Southern California. We literally moved here in September of 2016, and we opened the doors of the shop in October of 2016. We were in a smaller shop, and then we were there for about 4 years. So 2016 to 2020, we signed a lease here in the Warehouse Arts District and opened this location here. Expanded quite a bit. Of course, we opened a coffee shop that my wife runs. Now we're here. It's 2025, a new year. It's been good. This place has become, I think, a hub for musicians. We have a lot of times guitar players will come in and somebody else comes in and they're in the room and they just start talking and get to know each other. Then they're having coffee the next week. There's a ton of bars and a ton of restaurants that have people playing music in the corner. We knew we wanted more of a listening room type of experience where people are able to listen and actually engage in the music. Between the coffee shop, the concerts, the guitar repair shop, and the sales, I think it's a really fun place for community, for people to come and hear music, get coffee, and even learn more about guitars and stuff too.
My name is Chan Srinivasa, and I'm the first African-American city clerk for the city of St. Petersburg, Florida. To me, a trailblazer is someone who sets out on a journey to accomplish something. An individual who sees a path or has a path, and even though obstacles may be in their way, they find ways to get beyond those to reach their goal. To me, that's a trailblazer. I began my career 24 years ago on January 26, 1998. It was a cold, rainy day. I started in the Parks and Recreation Department as a temporary employee on the waterfront, cutting grass and maintaining our parks. Throughout there, I developed as an individual, as a person, but also as an employee of the city of St. Petersburg. And from there, in 2014, I was appointed as the city clerk for the city of St. Petersburg. The city clerk is a very responsible role. Not only are we responsible for the legislative issues of city council, but also our city elections. If you look at the history of how elections are, and being the first African American to hold the role of city clerk in conducting our elections in the city of St. Petersburg, it's a significant role because that within itself is literally setting some type of trail for others to follow as well. It dawned on me the day that I got appointed that I'm the first. And being the first, you always want to be the best at what it is that you do. Failure is never an option for me. If obstacles come, you strategize and you adapt and you go beyond them. Personally, my grandfather, a gentleman by the name of Josh Stanford, greatest influence in my life. Professionally, there were two individuals, Thomas Jet Jackson and Clarence Scott. Jet taught me the importance of community and showing compassion towards people and always making your presence known. Clarence taught me the significance of being not necessarily a perfectionist, but doing your best and also reaching back, helping others, and never forgetting where you came from. St. Pete is progressing, and we're becoming a more diverse and inclusive community. And it says a lot about the character of the people of the city of St. Petersburg, that we look beyond someone's skin color, but we look at the content of their character. To me, that's what it says.
Hey guys, St. Pete Mayor Ken Welch here, continuing our Sunrunner bus tour. I'm here with fellow Bull USF St. Pete student Joey Vars. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us what Sunrunner means for a student at USF.
You know, Sunrunner is really a game changer. If you live on the western side of St. Petersburg or by the beaches and you're a student, it really opens up the city to being able to get to town a lot quicker. You can go to class without having to drive. I take my bike from Pass Grill to the station, and then I'm downtown in less than an hour, and I don't have to worry about driving.
And you were telling us on the bus how you actually get your bike mounted on the bus. Can you explain that?
Yeah, so the way that the Sunrunner has it, they have these little bike assists, and you wheel your bike right in kind of on the little machine, and then it verticalizes it, so it takes up less space. You can kind of stand more compact, and you actually get more people on the bus that way too.
Cool. Well, thank you for sharing your thoughts with us today, Joey.
Thank you for having us.
We'll talk to you more on our Sunrunner bus tour.
District 4 is centrally located in St. Petersburg, from Coffee Pot and North Shore to the east and I-275 to the west. It reaches as far north as 77th Avenue North and as far south as 5th Avenue North. I'm Councilmember Lisette Hanowitz, your representative for District 4. I love where I'm standing right now, where baseball legends played. Huggins Stengel Field hosted the New York Yankees spring training sessions with players like Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, and Joe DiMaggio, all the way back in 1925. This baseball field is located in what I consider one of the city's best parks, Crescent Lake Park, a 56-acre city park featuring the natural Crescent Lake, home to an incredible amount of wildlife. And of course, one of the city's most recognizable landmarks resides in Crescent Lake neighborhood, the Water Tower. Standing above the treetops at 110 feet tall, the tower features local artist Tom Stovall's mural and plays host to a pandemonium of green monk parrots. One of the best parts of District 4 are the many unique neighborhoods with their diverse architecture and residents that call this district home. Historical Northeast, Greater Woodlawn, Euclid St. Paul, and Crescent Lake and Crescent Heights are just a few of the great neighborhoods that represent the area. Our numerous parks allow our neighborhoods to enjoy casual waterfront strolls, swimming laps in the pool, play a few games, and a moment to reflect while taking in the nature that surrounds our city. Speaking of nature that surrounds you, tucked away in District 4 is a true tropical oasis, right along 4th Street North. Sunken Gardens is considered St. Pete's oldest living museum and has been around for more than 100 years. Meandering paths guide visitors through a living collection of more than 50,000 tropical plants and flowers. And don't forget about the flock of flamingos. There's really no shortage of energy, nature, neighborhoods, and great local businesses to enjoy while you spend a little time in District 4.
I think a trailblazer is a person who looks at the needs of now without high regard for the status quo or the way we've always done things, but focuses their work on how you make our community better today and for generations to come. None of us stand on our own, and so in order for me to be elected mayor, there were so many folks in generations before me that had to fight even for the right to vote, or even for the right to be a full-fledged police officer like Leon Jackson. I just looked at myself as the next in a line of folks who are working to move our community forward. Without the Leon Jacksons of the world, I certainly wouldn't be in this position. And without guys like Bob Stewart, former city council member and county commissioner, who's one of my mentors, who served with both me and my father, you know, without those folks also pushing, we wouldn't be where we are today. You know, I attended the last segregated class at Melrose as a kindergarten student, that I'm able to go back to that and talk to those students as the 54th mayor of our city. That's a lot for one lifetime. As I go around the classroom, I do this for Great American Teach-In, and ask the kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? And the last time I went, there were 3 kids that said, you know, I want to be mayor, and one young lady who said she wanted to be president. That's what it's all about. It's just making sure kids understand you really can achieve. Progress doesn't happen without someone who challenges the status quo, the powers that be, and speaks up for folks who are largely silenced. There is such a thing as a silent majority, folks who are too busy putting food on the table, taking care of their kids or their parents, to be involved in the political arena. And so the folks that do that represent a lot of folks who can't be engaged. Find someone, reach out to someone that you admire who's made it, and reach out to them. Email, Facebook. I guarantee a lot of folks will actually respond to that. I certainly will if someone's interested in elective office. Reach out, make that first step. Never be bound by the status quo or someone else's opinion of what you can or cannot do. Evan?
My name is Evan. I graduated from St. Pete.
St. Pete High? All right, good to meet you.
My name is Mario.
Mario.
From St. Pete.
Another Green Devil?
We have a license A, B, and C that allow you to move up through the ranks of a treatment plant.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, everybody.
The Mayor's Future Ready Academy is an innovative approach to providing opportunities for our young people and also fulfilling some of our workforce needs in city departments like Parks and Recreation, Sanitation, Public Works. This was an innovative way that our departments thought to open the doors of opportunity to let our young people know about the career path, not just a job, but a career with the city of St. Petersburg.
Hey, and good morning. There you go. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send y'all with a field group. I think one is going to be manhole inspections.
our Future Ready Academy really consists of going through each department through the city and then learning new experiences through each department and what each department consists of. You get to learn a lot.
Well, I'm with Water Resources Department right now, and we came out here to this manhole to see if the float should be moved.
The blower is ventilating the air right now, pushing all the toxin gas out and bringing fresh air in.
Today, we're trying to get the flow meter changed from one manhole to the next one. And one manhole, there's a lot of sludge, and then the other one, we just found out it is sludge in that one as well.
We have to use a blower to blow all the toxic gas out and put fresh air in the manhole so it's safe for somebody to go down there.
It's a good way to look at what they do behind the scenes. Coming out here, you actually see like they test the waters for how fast it's traveling, and they test the waters like to see like the gases and what's in it.
They clean out at the lift stations things that come through the toilet filtration system. That's like the flush wipes. They're really not flushable or biodegradable. There's just a lot of things that people flush that don't need to be flushed.
Today I'm with Park and Recs, the construction crew.
They building a clay pit. We had to stack all the bricks up and then make our own mix and spread it in so it can lock.
Cadets have opportunities to earn some other certifications outside of the classroom. These cadets were working on their CDLB, which means once they complete this particular program, they will be CDLB certified, which means that they'll be able to operate certain vehicles that you have to have the CDLB permits for.
So y'all did it. I'm proud of y'all. I swear I'm so proud of y'all.
Today I'm with the SPTO department, and I'm with